Did the children of Egypt kill the Israelite babies?
They didn't.
Okay,
But
so
the
then how
problem
are they
is not
being...
with
Wait. You're literally telling me that God punishes people according to what they've done, but now you're admitting that the children who God killed had not done that thing.
Well, did the children of Israel do something to offend the Pharaoh? Did they deserve to be murdered, Hunter, just because the Israelites were multiplying?
No! We agree that that was
Yeah.
immoral, but you're the one telling me it was actually okay when God did it. Well, Sandra, thank you very much for calling in. As you know, you've pretty much been blocked on all of my platforms because of how consistently annoying you are. But I appreciate all the same you calling in here to try and explain to me why God killed the firstborn sons of Egypt or something.
Yes.
Okay, you're still really quiet. You're going to have to talk closer to your phone. Maybe put it off speakerphone.
Right.
That's better.
Do you have for start? Do you have your points why God is evil and why he shouldn't have killed the children of Egypt?
Well, I think that God should not have killed the firstborn children of Egypt because of a couple different reasons. Is one, it's disputed whether or not God hardened Pharaoh's heart, which would have been stripping him of his own free will. And then as a result of that, what did he do? He murdered children. Children that had nothing to do with anything, children that didn't commit any crime, children that did literally nothing. They were not even connected to the issue at hand, and yet God killed them as a result of possibly taking away Pharaoh's free will. If you want to go the route of, well, I think he just hardened his own heart, fine, I don't care, then in that case, God still murdered children as for virtually no reason. So yeah, that's why I find it to be very immoral.
Okay. Then I have to say, first, this Pharaoh was not concerning the Pharaoh was not an innocent man. He did not believe in God, and he was an idolater and a brutal dictator who did terrible abuse. For example, his ancestors, they enslaved the Israelites for 400 years, and they ordered the killing of all newborn female or male
I know
infants.
this. I know all this, but this doesn't take away from anything. Then why didn't God punish Pharaoh directly? Or why didn't God punish the people that killed the children directly? Why would God kill their children?
Okay, let me talk. It was done on the Pharaoh's orders, and the nation he ruled agreed to this and did nothing against his evil actions because they believed in another God that allows human sacrifices, like the gods of Egypt. And
this doesn't defend God at all, but please continue.
And before the first few plagues, God gave the Pharaoh a chance to let the people go because they endured pain and slavery and abuse. And he asked them to Moses to let them go to the promised land. And Moses is, by the way, one of those children, the only one that survived. So God did this to him.
Wait,
and
okay, stop.
also-
Because you're not, no, you're not making any sense right now. I know the story. I know. Pharaoh was fucked up and he was killing children. So why was God being fucked up and killing children? Pharaoh was screwed up. What Pharaoh did was wrong. But then how does that justify God doing something as wrong?
Hunter, I'm going to say it, okay? The Pharaoh hardened his heart again because he didn't want to let the people go, and he hardened his heart again even after his sorcerers told him, that is God, you have to let the people go. And even after he saw the miracles of God through the plagues, his heart is not moved. He didn't saw God as a threat, which was stupid, and God gave the Pharaoh increasingly serious warnings that
So why
they
didn't God
have to let
punish
them go.
Pharaoh? So why didn't God punish Pharaoh?
He punished Pharaoh. He took away his son, something which was precious.
So why didn't
Precious
God
to
just take away
him.
Pharaoh's son, which, by the way, would still be actually really, really immoral? I mean, I'm reading the verse right
Because
here. Every firstborn son in Egypt will die, from the firstborn son of Pharaoh who sits on the throne to the firstborn son of the female slave who is at her handmill, and the firstborn of the cattle as well. What is the point of this?
because imagine, Hunter, imagine you're an Israelite and every one of your male firstborn children and of your people is taken away. And you have this deep-rooted hatred for the Egyptians that they took away all male children, killed all male babies, and you beg God, please do something. And when God sees that this idiot jerk on the throne in Egypt is not, after repeated demands and trying to make the life better for the Pharaoh and the Israelites and the Egyptians, since God thinks of everyone, and then
You're not making any sense right now. You're just rambling and telling me stories that I already know. I already know that Pharaoh was wrong and that Pharaoh was denying God and that Pharaoh was given all these chances and that God continuously warned him and Pharaoh wouldn't let the people go. I understand all of this and I agree with you as far as the way the story is told in the Bible. You're telling it quite accurately. The question is, why then would God punish Pharaoh by killing the firstborn children or the firstborn son in the entire region? It's not the female slave's fault that her leader is an idiot not following God. Why should she be punished for this? This is not justice, and that's why it's immoral.
He was following the ideology of one eye for an eye, because for example, the theology question answers this. Why does God allow suffering? And Martin Luther wrote,
stop. No, not allow
no,
suffering.
I want to
No,
answer
the question is not
okay.
why does God allow suffering? That's a separate issue at hand. We are talking about why did God directly cause suffering?
Because he can. It is crime and punishment, Hunter. Do you understand? If someone commits a crime, he's to be punished.
That's not what happened.
Like basic.
That is not what happened. Pharaoh committed a crime and random children were punished.
Yes, mass murder and slavery. When he commits this crime, the Pharaoh and his people, and everyone agrees with him and tells them, yeah, Pharaoh, you're right, that those people shouldn't multiply and shouldn't be allowed to live in Egypt. And instead of throwing those people out, he said, we will make them work like cattle, and we will kill and we will oppress them.
I know. The Egyptians treated the Israelites terribly. How does this justify God killing their children? If God went around and then the final plague was all the people that killed the Israelite children were killed that night, I could be like, okay, I think I can understand that because they killed children and God is now enacting justice on the killers. Okay, I can get behind that. That's not what happened. He killed children.
And then also, for example, can God use evil things to punish evil deeds? And I want to say something about this. There are two parts of God, according to Martin Luther.
Okay.
Do you
I'm following so far.
the Deus absconditus, the hidden God, from Latin, and this term is taken from the Bible. In Isaiah, that says that God is the Lord that hides himself.
Okay.
And this side of God is the incomprehensible side of God, where his actions are not understandable to humans in any way, since
Okay, stop. I
humans
don't
are not
care.
all
This is
knowing.
ridiculous. This sounds like you're making an excuse
No,
for something.
let me talk.
No, I did let you talk, and everything you said was extremely stupid
No,
and basically
I'm
just
gonna
nonstop apologetic gibberish, okay? I don't care
No,
if God
it's not
cannot be
gibberish.
understood.
This is philosophy.
I
Hunter.
don't care
This
if
is
God
philosophy.
cannot necessarily be
Writings
understood.
of Martin Luther.
Okay. I don't care if your claim is that God can't be understood by our mere mortal minds. I don't give a shit. If you are killing children...
Yeah, I'm trying to say it. That God has a dark side. It's even written in Jesus' Sirach. God has a dark side. He can be vengeful. He can be cruel, all in the name of saving others. And God builds up. He can also tear down, and he can make bets with the devil in the name of testing his people's loyalty and saving others.
Okay, well, I mean,
And
if you want to
then
go the
there's
route
the
of that
other
God
side-
is actually not all perfect and is not completely moral and is acting in ways that are just despicable and disgusting in every conceivable way, then
No,
that's fine. You
it's
can
not
you can bite that
disgusting.
bullet if you want, but I do not want to follow a God like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'd rather burn in hell for all of eternity than ever bow my knees to a fucking scumfuck God like that. If you're going to tell me that a God is willing to murder children as a result of something that some other person did, but we can't necessarily understand, and God has a dark side, well, then I don't want anything to do with that God. And that God also cannot then be the arbiter of morals.
So you judge God for being cruel in some instances when he is delivering punishment to people who deserve it, like
No,
children were killed.
stop,
No.
please. Oh my God, I'm getting really mad. This is why you got banned originally. So let me ask you a question, okay? Did the firstborn sons deserve to die for something that the leader of their region was doing?
No, but
So
there are
what God
karmic
did was
forces.
unjust. Thank you very much for acknowledging it.
Hunter, if God creates a world and he says there is karma, karmic forces like malomorale, the moral evil in which people kill each other, steal and rape each other, or humans are guided by the devil for selfish desire. And God uses, for example, or the system that he built up uses malum physicum, for example, natural disasters, tsunami, a flood, volcanic eruption.
I'm literally getting a headache. We've not even talked for 10 minutes and you're giving me a headache. I'm going to try to explain this as simply as I can, okay? There is a difference between God allegedly allowing a bad thing to happen, like a natural disaster, and then God directly enacting that bad thing. Do you see the difference? If I'm driving my car I see somebody drunk driving and I pull over and let the drunk driver continue driving on and then they eventually crash and kill somebody, that's not necessarily my fault, even though I quote unquote let that happen. Although, if I am instead driving drunk and then I kill somebody in my car, now I have directly done that. Now I am directly responsible. So God directly enacted this bad thing on innocent people and on innocent children for what?
Because his innocent people and innocent children were killed.
So
do we know that there are people who...
So innocent children and innocent people were killed by the Egyptians. God thought that was wrong. So then God killed innocent people and innocent children of the Egyptians?
Maybe they would have grown up to be Egyptians. Then they wouldn't have followed him, one. And secondly, they
so it's
didn't
okay to kill
deserve
people
this.
if they don't follow you because they might have grown up and not followed God?
No, it's not okay. No, it's not okay. And this is why there is the second side of God that is good, revealed through Jesus Christ and revealed through his desire to save his humans. And he says that he has to be evil sometimes.
Okay, so then God cannot be then God cannot be all good, and then therefore God cannot be the arbiter of morality.
God has a dark side, but people who can be dark can be good. when they do the good in the name of salvation.
You already acknowledged that it was wrong to kill the children and the innocent people in this circumstance. So what God did, according to your own version, your own reality, was not good. You can't tell me that God has a dark side, but he's also all good. The dark side is doing something that is not good. You and I have already both agreed that killing innocent people and innocent children is not good.
And you're saying that God cannot do that when he's God and he created those people so they can live, and he sees those people how they mistreat his people, that he chosen above them. You know, like,
did
for example,
the firstborn sons of Egypt, being children as well, did they hurt God's people?
No, but their parents.
Okay, so why are you saying
God's
that God is
people.
punishing people that hurt his people when they didn't hurt his people?
Well, when you committed a crime, and then you have something precious to you, like, for example, $60 million, and then the police says, we're taking your $60 million away. This is a form of punishment. Or, for example, when fucking...
It's disanalogous again. Why are you making such bad analogies? This is like if I robbed a bank. No, this is like if I robbed a bank for $65 million, and then I was on the run with $65 million, and then the police pulled me over and said, you know what, you stole $65 million. So now I'm going to go over to this rich guy's house who had nothing to do with anything and take $65 million from this guy. That's more analogous to what God did in this situation.
Well, there needs to be a tie between the rich guy and the people, you or the people or I, that did something.
Hold on
and
one
the
second.
tie was
I'm
that
sorry,
the children were...
Please go ahead. Continue.
And then there's also this other argument, when God knew that the Pharaoh wouldn't let his people go freely, even after he promised them, I will let them go, and then chased after them with chariots and his army to kill them. I understand from the Pharaoh's point of view that if someone kills your child, it's really bad, but he killed their children. He didn't let them go. He abused them, and he persecuted them. And he didn't change, even...
I know. You're telling me things that are completely irrelevant. I know. The Pharaoh was bad. Yes, the Pharaoh was bad. He treated people badly. He treated the Israelites badly. He murdered children. That's why he was a despicable person. But then God, responding to that by then killing children, is not an adequate response. It is not just. It is not moral. So I have no reason to follow this God as any version of morality. How is this moral? You've not acknowledged it's bad. Why is it bad when Pharaoh does it, but not when God does it?
Well, I wouldn't want to play advocate for the dead babies, but they were ripped from their possibility of life, the dead Hebrew babies. And I imagine that some babies would say, let them live, they deserve life, but the other babies would say, hit them down, they killed me. And, from some perspective, it is just what God did. From the extreme perspective.
Whoa. You're gonna have to walk this through. You're gonna have to walk me through this like I'm a 2-year-old, okay? Thankfully, I haven't been killed by God, so we can pretend that I'm a 2-year-old who hasn't been murdered by God and can actually listen to this. So, first and foremost, how is it just in any way, even slightly, how is it just to kill children or kill people who had nothing to do with the crime? How is this just in some way? Because that's what you just said.
They took children away from their families and they threw them in the river and drowned them, or slit their throats. I don't know what they did. But,
So was it bad for Pharaoh
the-
and the Egyptians to kill those children?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is bad. However, he didn't murder them. God let them die a physical death, like death knocking on the door, coming in, and taking them away, a natural death, not
This
through
wasn't
murder.
a natural death. What are you talking about?
No,
God literally, okay, I don't know, maybe you haven't read the Bible recently, and that's fine, but it
No,
literally
I
says,
read the Bible.
it says that night, God sent the angel of death.
Yes, death, but death can be natural. Death can be to stabbing someone, Hunter, and death can be to shooting someone.
So all those
But the
kids
angel
just
of death is
naturally
just
died at the
death.
same exact time when God said they would die?
Yeah, they died at the same exact time.
Okay, would
imagine.
they still be alive if God hadn't sent the angel of death?
Yes, then they would
So
have
then God is
still be alive.
responsible for the death.
But the children, they were drowned. They didn't die a natural death. The children of Israel, they were drowned and murdered.
I know, that
Not
was terrible.
by God, but by people.
Okay, I don't know if you're like, if you've been like huffing glue all morning, but let me again try to walk you through this. You have already acknowledged that what the Egyptians did to the Israelite children was bad, immoral, and murder. And I agree with you. If you are taking babies and throwing them into a river to drown, that is horrific and immoral in every conceivable way. We agree on that.
Yeah.
But the response to that is not then to go and kill those people's children.
Do you know that there's something called a vendetta? When someone has blood on their hands and the people do murder in the name of...
Did the children that God killed have blood on their hands?
No, but the
So
parents...
what are you saying?
Yeah, he wanted to punish what they did by doing the exact same thing. Sometimes this happens.
Okay,
Hunter.
that's fine. No. If that's what you want to, that's the approach you want to take. That is completely fine. But all you've done is demonstrate that God is an immoral monster and a scumfuck who, again, I would want nothing to do with. If you're gonna look me, yes, you're looking me in the eye and saying what the Egyptians did to the Israelite children was really bad and immoral, but it's not really bad and not
right.
But not it's not bad and not immoral when God does it.
I said that it is not moral from a human's perspective, but if you're God and you're seeing like 1.5 million people crying out and praying that they've killed my child, they took my baby son and drowned them in the river and fucking slit their throats, how would you react? I mean, if someone would take my child personally, I would tear them to pieces.
Yeah,
you know?
But that's not what God did.
Yeah.
God didn't tear those people to pieces. God killed those people's children. I've said this 5 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how is it moral?
Because it is always tied to what you've done and what
did the children do anything?
The same amount of what you've done is going to be paid back to you.
Okay,
This
did the
is karma.
children kill the Israelite children?
Yeah.
Did the children of Egypt kill the Israelite babies?
They didn't.
Okay,
But
so
the
then how are
problem
they
is not
being...
with the
Wait. You're literally telling me that God punishes people according to what they've done, but now you're admitting that the children who God killed had not done that thing.
Well, did the children of Israel do something to offend the Pharaoh? Did they deserve to be murdered, Hunter, just because the Israelites were multiplying?
No! We agree that that was
Yeah.
immoral, but you're the one telling me it was actually okay when God did it.
Can God kill people, Hunter?
What do you mean, can he? Does he have the ability to? Apparently. Should he? No.
Yeah, he shouldn't. But if he sees that people are in pain and that they have the most prized beings taken away from them, then he can decide, oh, they are not going to change, so I will just destroy them, like in Sodom and Gomorrah. And you are saying that this is not just.
It's not. I'm going to literally blow my fucking brains out right here on camera. No. Sodom and Gomorrah even, those people that were then destroyed were partaking in sins. If they are not going to change, God smited those people. These were children directly who weren't doing anything wrong, and then God killed them.
Sodom and Gomorrah too.
How did God kill them? Why did God kill them?
Because innocent for innocent. Do you understand? This is like mathematics. If you have a 2 equals 2. Like if someone kills your child, someday, somewhere, there's gonna be a karmic consequence. That either they will lose their child too.
Karma's not intertwined with God, so you should really just stop saying that. But are you telling me? Hold on, wait. I want to know if you think this is right or wrong. If you have a child and then somebody busts through the door and kills your child in front of you and then leaves, what is the right move forward, assuming that you only have 2 options? One,
calling the police.
Assuming these 2 are your 2 options. Obviously, yes, you would call the police. They'd go to a court of justice, whatever. Hypothetically, though, 1, do you go and attack the person that killed your child? Or 2, do you follow them home and then kill their child and then leave?
I would want the person that killed my child punished.
So why did God not do that?
Because he punished those people in the same way that they tried to enact their plans.
So God the Egyptians enacted their plans by killing children, and so instead of God killing those people, God killed their children who didn't do anything wrong.
If you have a crime and like the deed needs to be balanced, when someone kills someone, when a human killed another human, he gets a high prison sentence. And when, for example, to God, there needs to be justice. And justice is if you get an equal hard punishment, just as hard as the crime. Do you understand this?
Oh my God. So if somebody kills another human being, what's the right move? Lock up the person who killed the human being for life, or take that person's child and lock them up for life?
Killing is never the answer, and this is why God said you shall not
kill. Except when God
kill.
does it, apparently. Listen, all you've done in this horribly painful conversation, oh my God, is 1, justify God's despicable actions, 2, argue that God is actually an immoral thug who should absolutely not be the arbiter of morals if he is going to go and kill children that had nothing to do with anything, and 3, you're saying so long as God does it, it's okay. This is why you're banned from my chat. This is why you've been banned from my chat. Is because you constantly comment snarky, dumb shit. And then when we talk, you reveal the fact that you are so painfully stupid. I'm pretty sure I've had conversations with literal chimps that are smarter than you. I have literally talked to a tree that is better at making a coherent thought than you are. So please, get the fuck out of here, never message me again, and stop defending a psychopathic God as your arbiter of morality. You are broken, your brain is broken, and apparently God, when he killed all the first children, also killed your brain. Goodbye. Alright, I'm done. Nope, goodbye. Fuck you! I've actually not had a conversation with somebody so dense and fucking stupid. Okay. And as a grand finale, it seems that Sandra has sent me another message, probably to let me know that God cares about me or something. Let's see what she said. You don't want to learn anything and can't see and respect the view of others. If you're defending a God who kills children, then yeah, you're right. I don't want to respect that view. You cannot see the invisible. Yes, because that's what invisible means. That's actually how it's defined, you know. It's something you can't see. Very big brain. And cannot look above your limited understanding of the universe. Well, if my limited understanding of the universe tells me that killing innocent children is wrong and God thinks it's not, then I'd say my limited understanding is better than God's. You reject holy truths, things, and beings because they restrict you and don't answer your selfish prayers. Yeah, I'm very sorry that my selfish prayer was not answered of, please, God, if you are moral, do not murder kids. You want everything to be presented to you on a golden plate. I mean, bronze would be okay. Well, guess what? You are an idiot, and I would rather have deep conversations with a dirty trash bag than with you. Okay, well then why don't you go have a conversation with yourself? Just go look in the mirror and you're set. There's a trash bag you need right there, honey. Good day. Don't care if you block me. Okay, well, I hope you too have a good day. Hopefully, God doesn't steal your life in the nighttime. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified when I drop a new video.